So what is going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another Wonderlands video. In today's video, we're talking about the Stabbomancer build here. This is going to be a gun damage cryo build, which focuses around a couple of items. So if you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week, and otherwise, let's get straight into this video. So let's start off with the skill tree then, and we're going to take From the Shadows as our action skill, which means that we will do less critical hit damage, but we're actually all our shots will critical hit. And this is a critical skill for our build. Then we're going to take 5 points into Arsenal here, which will increase our gun damage. We're also going to put 4 points into Swift Death, which means that while we are moving, the Fate Maker grants increased damage dealt. We're going to put 3 points into Exploit Their Weaknesses, which means whenever the Fate Maker applies a status effect to an enemy, the effective enemy takes increased damage for all sources for its duration. We're then going to put points into Nimble Finger here. I actually have one from my class one, so it's 3 points here, which increase our fire rate, spell damage, and duration. We're going to put 2 points into Sneak Attack here. Now, ideally, we would like to put more points into here, but we need to go down the Berserker's tree. So we're going to put 2 points into Sneak Attack here, and then we're going to move over to the Berserker tree. Now, we're going to put 5 points into Ancestral Frost because this is a Cryo Frost focused build. 2 points into Unyielding here, which will allow us to give us a little bit of health back. We're then going to put 5 points into the Old Ways here. This will give bonus damage and gains increased damage reduction the closer he is to the enemy. We're going to put Icebreaker here. This will be 3 points. We're going to put 3 points into Cold Snap, which will also give us Frost Efficiency, which is very important, and movement speed. 3 points into Bloody Frenzy here. This is a kill skill. A portion of the Fate Maker's active enrage timer and percentage of his maximum health are restored. This will give us a little bit of survivability. Then we're going to put 5 points into Iron Squall. This will give us an additional fire rate and melee attack speed, and will actually double that effect when we are enraged. Then finally, we're going to take Blood of the Fallen. Now, this is a kill skill, and this is a signature part of this build. This effectively allows us to keep our action skill up as long as we can get kills, meaning that we have an indefinite amount of action skills while we're running around the Chaos Chamber. And if you can get to the enemies in time, you can use your action skill the entire duration of a said round. This will also give us action skill cooldown rate while we're out of our action skill as well. So you are best to get round mobbing so that you get your action skill back faster. In terms of the hero points, I chose Village Idiot and then put most of my points into Strength, maxing out Strength and Dexterity. We also then put points into Ward and Constitution to give us a little bit of survivability. Then moving on to the inventory, and the signature item that I recommend that you have is this, the Snowballing Liquid Cooling of Nerves. This is a Skulldugger traditional COV pistol, which is incredible. Its signature ability is that it will not overheat if you are hitting a critical hit. Now, if you remember, our action skill guarantees that hit, means that this pistol will never overheat while we're in action skill, meaning that we are able to put out a shit ton of DPS all the way through, and things just get absolutely melted. Now, I will have a video up on where you get this pistol and a little more detail about this pistol in a few hours time, but you are able to get this from the Crackmas Cove in the map. You need to probably get about 3/4 of the way through the story, and it's from the obelisk there, so you can get that from there. In terms of enchantments, bonus frost damage, bonus gun damage, bonus damage in general are all the ways to go here. In terms of jewelry, we're looking for gun damage here. On our rings, we're looking for enchantments here. I've got extra frost damage on this shield. You can kind of do what you want there. I haven't found any decent armor yet, but I do have some gun and critical hit damage here. Obviously, I would like a Berserker Stabbomancer, but as long as you're focusing on gun damage, on frost damage, on damage overall, you will absolutely destroy things with this build. Then we have an amulet here, which I do have some frost damage and some Stabbomancer power on it. And finally, I have an Ice Spike. Now, the reason I have this one is because I can cast it really quickly. And on spellcast, I get increased gun damage by 30%. So I can use this while I am hitting enemies and then I'm guaranteeing to get in that gun damage for 10 seconds. If my action skill's down, it's a really nice skill and a really nice enchantment to have. In terms of the playstyle, it's pretty simple. Pop your abilities and kill as much as you can, as fast as you can. And if you manage to do that, you should be keeping your action skill up for the duration of time. That's not only good for the Chaos Chamber, but it can help other places as well. For bossing, it's pretty simple. Proc everything you can, pop your spells, go into your action skill, and just fire away. Hit those crits if you can, but you hit anywhere on the boss and it will actually crit. This will ensure that our gun will not overheat, and therefore we can put the maximum amount of DPS. We have used this all the way up to Chaos 20. The footage you see here is actually on Chaos 7 as I was going through it, but I promise you, you definitely will get all the way to Chaos 20 with this build. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week, and otherwise I'll catch you on the flip.